Hi everyone, we're back for another episode.
Yeah, it's happening
Yeah,
here with my psychic friend Julie.
how very kind, and my
Yeah,
astrologer, psychic friend also. Oh, we're,
yeah,
we're having a bit of a laugh today because we've had some technical issues, which is not
yeah.
surprising during a Mercury retrograde.
Mm,
And yeah, I think if you're experiencing that, then just go with the flow. Surrender is
exactly.
what's coming through.
That's
Surrender
right.
to it.
Surrender. Being flexible and malleable and
Oh,
yeah.
definitely.
And also allow the frustration at times to come through and move it in conscious ways.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because
Mm,
yesterday we both kind of had a bit of a day and
mm,
yeah, this is life, I think, that we just have to kind of move through whatever's coming up. And I
mm,
certainly felt a lot of anger, frustration, and so I guess well, the reason why it's coming up maybe is just to, if you're experiencing these type
mm.
of emotions, to allow those to express themselves. And yeah, like you were saying, in conscious ways, it's yeah, we can't always
Mm.
be in a like meditative, Zen state, but it means, I suppose, not putting it onto other people.
Mm.
That's what I feel when you
Yeah,
say that.
absolutely. It's all about that self-responsibility, how we respond to life, and then
Mm,
also owning our shit. And I feel in conscious relationships, whether they are intimate or friendships, we can verbalize that and say, I'm feeling really angry right now. And it's
yeah,
important. And
yeah.
then to find an outlet, go for a walk or whatever, rather than yeah, as you say, projecting it onto another, and yeah, so
Punch
it
a pillow,
exactly
anything.
any such thing, yeah,
Yeah, but
and yeah,
well, it just leads
mm,
us into our Leo conversation, isn't
that's
it?
right.
Do you want to share a bit about, what's going on right
Yeah,
now?
we're in Leo season, and it just started yesterday, and I had to think about yeah about this Leo joke where this Leo is in conversation, and we all know that Leo likes a bit of center stage, which is a nice thing because Leo can be very outgoing and exuberant, and so Leo is in conversation saying, "Okay, enough about me. I've said enough. Let's talk about you. What do you think about me?" Actually, anyway, so we are on center stage now for the next 4 weeks.
Woo.
Woo! Feels exciting.
Yeah, I think so.
And that of course will bring up stuff because I mean Leo, I love Leo because there's the warmth, there is the confidence, the courage, the beauty of yeah of sharing oneself and the fiery energy. It's playful, it's childlike, and so we're really in that bubble of that creative self-expression. That what it comes
Mm,
down to, that yeah, how can we be in our own truth and really expressing ourselves through love, in our authenticity, and yeah, and tomorrow's new moon will be a big one of
you've been
setting.
saying this.
Yeah.
Yes. Share
Yeah.
more, share more.
Yeah. So yes, so let's get into tomorrow's new moon in
Yeah.
the sign of Leo. So usually every month we have the sun and the moon coming together, initiating, we're planting seeds. But this new moon, it's not just the sun and the moon coming together in Leo. Well, we also have Mercury retrograde in Leo up until the 13th of August. So still a
Mm.
couple of weeks as well, which is again bringing heart and mind together. But this new moon is also in very juicy conversation with Neptune and Saturn, very benevolent. So we are also adjusting. It's about opening our consciousness. We're really, and Saturn is about responsibility. So how we're showing up in the world, claiming our sovereignty, and also the beauty of self-responsibility. and Neptune is our greater self, our higher self. So we're really taking a stance in the world with Saturn, while we're also allowing our greater self to come through, like a divine channeling of who we truly are. Then we have a benevolent dialogue with Uranus, which is the revolutionary, the individuated self. So we want to become more of who we truly are in our essence. And then the sun and the moon are also opposing Pluto,
Oh my God.
Lord of the underworld, which will bring up bottom of the barrel stuff. So also in regards to where am I still holding myself back, or how am I not expressing myself authentically? Where am I putting on a mask? Or whom do I encounter in my life who is also who puts on their mask and pretends, and so that there's quite it's really a deep tuning into ourselves and all our connections, and
Wow.
and maybe revealing the mask, putting it, taking the mask off with the people that we cherish, and so it's big.
That's so
And
powerful.
yes.
Like just as you were speaking, I felt I was in such a journey. It was like, wow. No, it's amazing. I really love that. And also it's that with, I guess, Saturn bringing it into a form that is real, because Neptune can be a bit of that dreamer energy, which is it's beautiful. We all have everything has its plus and minus, but it feels like I'm almost going to a different world now where we bring it into action, into something solid. And not not just dreaming about it, which is lovely.
I love that. And very forwards moving, isn't it? Like
Right.
and I feel there's a beauty right now in that container that Mercury is bestowing upon us, that we have that invitation to slow down, to prepare, to reevaluate and see, okay, where am I at? And simultaneously, I feel this new moon tomorrow is really taking us further into who we truly, how do we want to show up in the world?
Yes.
And I guess that's a big thing, isn't it? To move through the world with that sense of inner conviction in a way. Okay, this is me. How do I want to show up in the world? And as we also said last time, to really live what we want to put out there and what we want to receive.
That's right.
Which is also a lot of shedding as well.
And it can be scary. That's what I feel like. It can be
Yeah.
scary to take that step out of the
Yes.
known, and to reveal oneself fully is scary as well, because there's that fear of rejection and abandonment that comes up, and it's not necessarily with like it comes from such a long way back, from childhood, if not before, and generations and all that type of thing. And so stepping up into who we are, that's where we need to be. But it's being that courage, bring that courage in as a Leo, or in that Leo energy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it takes courage to be vulnerable, isn't it? Like it's vulnerable showing up in the world, because there's often those wounds. How do other people see me? I might get judged. Or if I truly revealed myself, I wouldn't be liked. Or I feel there's so much of that old, as you said, those old wounds that come in. And I feel now we're in this time where it really shows.
So much.
It shows a lot how we connect with others, and
and we project as well onto others. So like we don't generally know what other people are thinking or feeling until they tell us. And so then we can make up stories. So I feel like it's really important not to, to look at what you're saying to yourself and what's going through your mind, and to, if there's, especially with those who are close, but even those who are not, everyone's an actor in your play on the stage. So it's an opportunity to be clear and practice all those things. And I see life more like that now, as this storyboard that we get to create, but at the same time, until we're, you know, they're doing, really in our truth and integrity, which is constantly a journey anyway. Everyone's someone we can sort of practice with.
Yeah, so true, isn't it? And it's interesting. Yeah, I love that you mentioned that acting and the roles we play in life, because Leo is the actor in astrology. It's very much, and you will find if you were to research actors setups, there would be a lot of Leo energy because it is that big and bold and the biggest, loudest roar, and simultaneously I feel it's such a triple whammy of energies, this new moon, because yeah, it feels like the spotlight is really on us. And yeah, and also if we feel into it, or I feel that for myself when I move out into the world and my fears come in, my anxieties, and I put on the mask of whatever role that is, that it also takes me a lot of energy to maintain that mask. And I feel exhausted.
Yeah.
And I really feel also for me, this new moon, I want to set that intention to, I really want to be my authentic self and remove that heavy energy of maintaining something, an image, or and it's subconscious. It's not that we go out and we consciously do that. It's just yeah, a protective mechanism that seemed to have been serving us for a long time, but it doesn't at all. So I feel it's so powerful that times we're in that we can experience really, yeah, being our true selves. And we may also, I guess, don't really know who am I?
Yes, that's right.
What's left of me if I was to drop all these parts that I'm not?
Yes.
How do you feel about that? Because I feel that might be a big thing too, if we really were to take off the masks. What's left? Who is there?
Well, that's such an interesting question. I love it. Yeah, that really plays into like my Mercurian mind that likes to imagine things.
Yeah, that's fine.
And yeah, I feel like it's interesting because then there are no limitations actually. As you let go of the mask, every moment you are someone different and you are who you are. And so actually there's what it brings me back to or to is that beingness of just being. And there's so many things that we get told like, oh, don't laugh too much or don't be too much. And as we get out of that, all the judgments that have been placed on us, we can just go into a state of just from one moment to the next. As long as we're in our heart space and not coming from that ego mind, and it's not that there's a bad thing, but that part of us that is unconscious, but just being conscious in just being in our integrity in each moment.
Yeah.
And just, then I think that brings a beautiful flow of who we are, and we move. One moment we can be bliss. As kids, that's what we were like.
I know, exactly.
One moment we were happy, one moment we were sad, and we're just moving through everything with ease and no, you know, not making childhood always the easiest thing, but if we go back to that innocence, then we get back to that innocence, which I feel is a really beautiful thing.
I love that. Yeah, because Leo is so much, it is the childlike quality. I love that. And this frolicking around and just rolling down a hill or whatever. And this lighthearted approach. And so maybe we can really consciously bring that lightheartedness into it. And also I feel being compassionate with when we try to remain safe and put on that mask or whatever, however it plays out for us, because I feel ultimately it has a lot to do. We don't want to get hurt and we want to receive love and we want people to love us, and I feel there's so much beneath that. And so I feel this Leo season is really giving us that opportunity to be more playful and be in the moment and have fun.
That feels really nice. Was there anything in terms of because what do you think the downside to, you know, like Leo has that courageous part, but then what would be the opposite to that if they're in their kind of not so good space or no judgment?
Thank you. I feel with Leo, I mean, there's a dramatic side to Leo, so we can over dramatize, which we also have to be careful, I feel, because we also have Jupiter in Cancer, which can blow emotions out of proportion in our feeling world. Especially if we have those negative feelings, then it can be bigger. We can have dramatic encounters with others, which again comes down to projecting. There's with Leo on the negative side, there can be a bit of that center stage, and then it's look at me, or really claiming, wanting, being a bit needy in being seen and applauded. So I feel it's a great time to be aware how can I give that to myself first, that attention, because Leo on the negative can be attention seeking through whatever it is. So I think like anything comes down to what can we give to ourselves foremost. How do you feel about that?
Oh, completely. I'm so I'm a very big fan of that. Because ultimately no one can fill that hole for us.
Yes.
You know, in our hearts or in our being until, and it never feels satisfying until we give it to ourselves. Like when we truly love ourselves and nourish and care for ourselves, it feels so nice. And then when someone else does it, it's just like the cherry on the cake. You know, it's lovely. But you know, that place, and you know, I remember it, where you're constantly wanting something from someone else. It's just such a hard place to be in. And you know, it's hard for whoever it is that you're interacting with, because they can never fulfill it to that same extent. So I think that's a really wonderful point.
So it's quite versatile, isn't it? And but I feel it's such a beautiful energy, because we're really given the opportunity to be vulnerable with ourselves, to fill up our own tank. And then as we do that, we radiate that out, and it's coming back anyway. There is no neediness, there's no codependency, because we are radiating from the inside out. And also I feel it's very attractive to others when we can be in our own sense of self. We have good boundaries. I think that attracts exactly what we're looking for anyway. Without pushing, or because we don't have to. And there's nature never pushes.
That's such a great point. It's that same energy and frequency that we bring in. That's wonderful.
What about giving us some of your divine insights for the week and beyond?
Let's see. It's funny because I always, before I do any session or before I use my cards, I always shuffle the cards beforehand. They always land on an indicator card. And at the bottom, we've got the Six of Cups, which is very much that childlike energy. And so it's going back into that innocence that we talked about, which I really love, because I feel like for me, I kind of got told not to allow that in case others took advantage or anything like that, and which is, you know, something that I'm letting go of. But to be in that beautiful innocence, and just play and be in joy, I think that's, you know, one of the big messages.
Beautiful.
Let's see. They're coming out today. Flying out. So interestingly enough, we've got the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. And the Hermit card is quite an introspective energy. So it's funny that it's come out. But I feel like what this is saying is going within when you need, what we talked about, when we need something to go within. Doesn't mean that you can't liaise with the outside world, or, you know, get some you know, support, guidance, that type of thing, but ultimately going within is where you're going to find what you need. So I think that's a really important one, like we discussed just now. And then we had the Queen of Swords jump out. And so that's just being really clear, clarity, like it kind of feels into that Leo energy that we talked about. It's like just being clear and cutting out the rubbish, especially about our own selves, like, that we're not good enough, that we can't do this or that. It's like she doesn't put up with that, the Queen of Swords. She's just like, this is what I'm after, and I do that. Doesn't, she can be a bit fierce in that way. But sometimes we have to be a bit fierce with ourselves, like, come on, firstly, we don't need to put up with rubbish, but secondly, our own rubbish of the lies that we tell ourselves. So I feel like that's a really important one. And then we've got the Seven of Wands, which is for me a card of self-conflict. And so it can feel like it's a bit of a battle, but with ourselves. So just be aware where you're fighting yourself. Where is it that you're not allowing yourself to just flow with ease with your own being, with your own desires? Because, if it's coming from your heart space, just allow it to flow instead of going into the mind about it. So just be aware of any conflict that you create within yourself. So interesting, the cards coming up. And then you've got the Seven of Cups, which is about illusions, but also choices. So be aware of it's funny because we talked about Neptune. Be aware of the illusions. And again, that comes back to that conflict. What are you telling yourself that's an illusion, that you can't have this or you can't have that, or this is all I can get? It's like, is that really true? Or, where do you hold yourself back from getting or tuning into what you really want to have? And I feel like as we let go of all these misperceptions that we have, or the views that we have about life and perspectives that aren't in alignment with our heart space, then we get a lot of choices coming our way, like beautiful choices, not just limitations, based on our own limitations. So overall, I feel like it really lines up.
Yeah, beautiful. Love it. Yeah.
Did anything come to you?
Yeah, I was also with the Hermit card, because the Hermit card is in astrology. It's the Virgo energy and also ruled by Mercury and Mercury retrograde. So we are hermiting and going within, and the torch of wisdom is shining within, which is, I always love that, the Hermit. It's that wisdom torch, and it's so nice. And it's beautiful. I love it. Yeah, beautifully said. And I feel that's really a lovely guidance through these times, and and stepping into our powerhouse and our essence, and we got this.
We got this.
Exactly.
Sabina says that to me all the time. Oh, that was really great. Well, I always enjoy our conversations together. We hope you do as well. And
as we're in Leo energy, we don't really care what others think, do we? Because we are center stage and spotlight now, and that's all that counts, right?
Let's look at us.
Let's ramp up the negative Leo.
Anyway, that was so fun. Oh,
thanks again for tuning in, for
seeing, and if you have any feedback, comments, questions, just let us know. We love to hear from you all.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye.